Okay, hey everybody, this is Alchemisted, and this is once again Star Trek Online Rise of the Red Shirt, back after a couple weeks hiatus due to factors beyond my control. I had to do a lot of work outside the last couple of weeks, and I was also feeling pretty miserable last weekend. So yeah, that's why this is so late. I had tweeted that I was going to be doing something. I was going to be doing a two-parter, basically. It was going to be part of it was going to be a video discussing ways not to establish a villain as a credible threat, and then I was going to be doing a specific Foundry mission that I felt demonstrated a lot of shortcomings in the storytelling of Star Trek Online, not just from the author, and I mean no disrespect to the author, of course, but also bad habits that Cryptic has in their storytelling. So, this came really down to the wire, and I was feeling pretty miserable. I really was not up to recording anything. I guess I'm still a little bit queasy from the really aggravating bug that I had. I was really sick. Nothing serious. It's just one of those bugs that shows up, messes with you, and it leaves. So feeling better now. And today we're going to be doing a short one, and I'm unsure if I already have it. If I already have it, I need to drop it. Yeah, drop that. And no, not yet. Drop it just to retake it, just to make sure I'm retaking it from the beginning. Excuse me. And that is Fungus Among Us. Now, Fungus Among Us is a Foundry mission by Bordicus. Some of you know him as Cryptic Bordicus. And he was one of the one of the hosts of Stoked. From the beginning of Stoked, all the way to, I'm thinking October 2011, when he left the show to become a dev. And Bordicus is actually the guy that many of us who have been playing the game up until the free-to-play conversion have to thank for stuff like all of us who are affected by the dilithium tax, as it came to be called. Bordicus is the guy responsible for convincing the devs to give people consolation stuff for being affected by the dilithium tax. That's how we got the veteran officers. If you ever been to the the officer requisitions and you see like veteran officers, that's where they come from. They came from the dilithium tax. People had amassed so much stuff. There used to be so many currencies in the game. There used to be badges, marks, emblems, just all kinds of crazy stuff. There were like 5 kinds of badges, like 4 kinds of marks, and it was crazy. There were so many currencies. So the reason they took all those and they merged them into one currency, dilithium. But one of the people working at Cryptic was an economist. And he basically came up with if people have amassed this much stuff and it converts to this much dilithium, they will get diminishing returns once the conversion is made to the dilithium economy. So a lot of people got really I was about to say ripped off. Maybe that's accurate. Really ripped off from the amount of dilithium they had. People were really upset that all of the work that they had put into to amass all that stuff was basically cast aside. It was invalidated because they did not get what they felt they were due. So Bordicus is the guy responsible for convincing the devs, hey, we got to give them something. And he's the guy who got us the veteran officers. He's also the guy who got us the 5 free receipts for the lockbox event. Basically, you got 5 free lockboxes to open. You didn't have to do anything. You know, you just walked up to them, And there were no master keys at that point. You know, you just got a box. You know, and that was how it works. You know, you did like this quest, and you earned the box, and you know, you could just open it. You didn't have to pay for it at all. You had to pay. You had to pay at that point because you were a gold subscriber. But other than that, you know, other than the monthly fee that the game still had before free to play, you know, you didn't have to pay for it at all. The lockbox keys came later, and that was the whole Jem'Hadar shit. That was the original Jem'Hadar ship promotion. You got basically five free chances to get the Jem'Hadar ship, or any of the weird, not really great stuff that was also in there. Yours truly never got it, but I wasn't stressing about it either. So, yeah. He's a guy we have to thank. He wrote this. It was intended to be the first part of a series, I recall him saying. I think the second part was supposed to be called A Spore to Settle, if I'm right. I'd have to go back and watch. I forget what episode of Stoked that is. I'm unsure. I think the Foundry may have just... I think that was when the Foundry was brand spanking new, I think. I think Fungus Among Us is actually one of the first wave of Foundry missions that came out. But it's also fairly short compared to the others. For now, let's get Fungus Among Us started. Oh god, text. Several months ago, listening outposts in the Arcanus Arm began receiving anomalous communication signals from the nearby Sandal system. Yeah, Sandal. I thought that can't be Sandal. It's Sandal. Since this system does not possess any planets that would support life as we know it, a thorough scientific investigation was undertaken by the USS Gertrude. We've just received a distress signal from the Gertrude that was accompanied by a quarantine warning from Captain Charu. According to his message, they discovered an abandoned outpost on Sandal 4. During the course of their investigation, they beamed several crates of goods onto the Gertrude, one of which contained an unknown biological contaminant. The details behind the accident that released that toxin into the Gertrude's life support system are still unknown. We need the Woglinde to retrieve any survivors from the Gertrude and bring back any information you can about its fate. Any information on the biological contaminant that crippled the ship is also vital. We're receiving a personal communication from Earth Space Dock. Oh god, I forgot about this bit. Yeah, you have to go to Earth Space Dock. Grrr! Moving on. So you're receiving a personal communication from Earth Space Dock. It's signed Dr. Larray Sino. Put it through. It's a pleasure to meet you. My name is Dr. Sino, and I've been asked to assist you in rescuing the Gertrude. How may I assist, Doctor? I've been working on a personal shield modification that could potentially allow you and your crew to beam safely to the infected ship without risking contamination, and without the need for bulky, hazardous environment suits. Please return to my lab on the lower levels of Earth Space Dock. I could use your assistance with making the final modifications that will allow me to outfit your crew with this remarkable technology. I look forward to meeting you face to face. Likewise. Alright. God damn it. I forgot that you had to go to Earth Space Dock. Oh well. Too late to turn back now. There is a small puzzle here, and of course it didn't make it primary, which it should. Okay. There is a small puzzle. I wouldn't say it was aggravating, but I will say that it's kind of busy work at the very beginning. Come on. I gotta get my 2 fleet marks from the fleet tribble that I got for testing Season 6. I feel so appreciated for getting a tribble that gives me 1 fleet mark unless I spend 15,000 fleet credits to get 2 fleet marks every time I pet it. And you may have noticed I'm actually back on the Galaxy class bridge again. I got tired of everyone walking by my door opening it. I got tired of not being able to use the account bank on the bridge that cost, what, $20 now? At least? That's pretty fucking miserable. I just couldn't take it anymore having an upside down picture of the ugly, ugly, ugly ass Majestic. The crab engine ship. I can't take that. That thing looks terrible. You know, the fleet escort doesn't look particularly better, but you know, at least it's not upside down. And I can access my account bank from here, from the bridge that I barely paid anything for, as opposed to the bridge that they force you to pay $20 before, which doesn't even have that functionality. Thanks, Cryptic. Alright, let's leave the ship interior. Go to Earth Space Dock. Don't do that! Don't start it at Earth Space Dock. God. Earth Space Dock is miserable. Now a lot of people are going like, I don't have any problems in Earth Space Dock. Well, you're not playing the game on a computer that's 6 years old. This game is not very friendly to low-end systems. And that's the real burn here, is that my system isn't exactly high performance. It's not, and I freely admit that. But when it comes to the 3D elements of this game, it renders them no problem. It's the UI is so bad. I think the user interface is actually rendered by the CPU, and and all the graphics are rendered by the GPU, which not Starfleet Academy dock. Yeah, docking station. And like the graphics are rendered by the GPU, which is fucking stupid, but oh, gotta wait. It is. It's dumb. That's all I can say is it's dumb. It's dumb. Look at the floor. See, I didn't roll there. It's just that this social zone is so clunky and overloaded with people because Cryptic hand-fistedly forces them to come through here for minor stuff they shouldn't have to. That it's just, God, it's so unbearable to load and play through. Ah, you're here. Dr. Sino said you would arrive soon. Please step inside. Go ahead. Now this mission, I'm unsure if they made the bulky EV suit reference beforehand. It's been a long time since I played this Foundry mission. Maybe you went in and edited it, but then again, you don't actually get EV suits. I mean, you certainly don't get like how expensive is like the... Is there like, do you get like a really complimentary EV suit when you get the asteroid mining mission, or is that just, I don't know. Okay, everybody wait there. In fact, I want to check something out. Hey. Okay. I have got 8 and 4. They're Borg prosthetics that I've been wanting forever. There we go. Hey. There we go. Hello, Doctor. You're just in time. I've completed all the necessary analysis and theoretics. and I'm prepared to assemble the first prototype of my new environmental hazard shielding. It's not a complicated matter, but I could use an extra set of hands. Of course. What do I need to do? I've completely designed 3 subsystems for the shielding system: subatomic auto-categorization, extrasensory field, and kinetic integrity. Unfortunately, I haven't had time to invent a new power grid capable of supporting all 3 systems in unison, and I need to assemble a few trial and error models in order to get the final prototype operational. I'll need you to manually route the data stations and biomatter into the test chamber in the corner while I fine-tune the subsystems. Technician Veltna will monitor the results and help us determine when the combination is optimal. Crap. Okay, tell me about subatomic auto-categorization. Subatomic auto-categorization matrix will allow your shields to identify inbound particles at an incredibly tiny level of magnification. A sophisticated series of library inquiries networked to your computer's central core will categorize all incoming particles as dangerous or benign. Once they are categorized, your shielding will choose whether or not to allow the particle to pass through or repel it. Okay. Kinetic integrity is pretty self-explanatory. Extrasensory field. Instead of relying on a negative shielding technique, I've extended the outer shell of the shielding through subspace manipulation. The result is the shield thinks that it exists a few meters out from the person wearing it, and it reacts to stimuli before it ever comes in contact with the wearer. This system may be vital for proper subatomic particle protection due to the speed at which some particles travel. Let's get started. Oh, excellent. You sound so enthusiastic. Head over to the test chamber, and Technician Veltna will talk you through the process while I work here. Yeah, Veltna. Sorry, dude. I don't need... I figured out how to fly a Galaxy-class starship. How hard could this be? So, basically, you have to, like, activate a couple of these things. So, we're probably going to need kinetic integrity, and we're probably going to need subatomic auto-categorization. Is strong enough to block out non-microscopic contaminants? Nope. Start over. Let's see. Extrasensory field, subatomic auto-categorization. Test jammer now being flooded with biomatter. Compensating for informational discrepancies. Operational capacity down to 102% of optimal. Subatomic auto-categorization matrix has managed to keep up the remaining biotic information to the spread. Let's see, that sounded like a good thing. It's wonderful. With this combination, we have created a fully functional environmental shielding unit capable of integrating directly into your personal shields, without even requiring an external power source. Unfortunately, the lack of a kinetic integrity reinforcement subsystem means your combat capabilities are somewhat diminished. No, they're not. Because of the way in which each subsystem is interlinked, no one system can function without the others. In other words, if you sustain too much incoming damage, you will be at risk of contamination by airborne biomatter. Don't come under fire. Gotcha. I'll report our success to Dr. Sino. She'll want to speak with you before you leave the lab. The reason why I'm rushing through this part is because this is busy work. You know, it's just kind of an excuse. It's kind of like just sort of a techno-babble justification for why you're not getting affected by stuff later on. So let's see. Thank you for the assistance. Anyway, I've already transmitted the prototype specifications to Starfleet, but knowing them, it will take several days until the first units are available. I'd be happy to come along with you to Sandal 4 if you don't mind. Veltna and I should have enough time to put together a handful of working environmental shields during the journey. Good idea. Report to my ship. Okay. Starfleet Command has just requested an update on our mission. It would be best to get underway to Sandal 4 if you've completed your work with Dr. Sino. Prepare to depart as soon as we're aboard. Look at this wall! That's a lovely wall, isn't it? Fantastic wall. God damn it, load! Thank you! Oh, the zoning! The zoning! We've located the Gertrude in orbit around Sando 4. It appears undamaged, but all primary systems are currently offline. Analysis? Captain, there's a cloaked ship decked... Stupid small text. Captain, there's a cloaked ship docked with the Gertrude. Its cloaking technology is too weak to block our sensors, but it does not match any known ship configuration. Hail them. No response. Take us in closer. Sir, the alien vessel has undocked and is heading away at high impulse. Although our sensors easily detect their hull signature, I cannot pinpoint an energy signature. If they enter warp, I won't be able to track their trajectory. They just jumped to warp. Well, that's that. That happened. A problem for another day. We have a crew to rescue. So, I do remember that at one point this mission was borked. Something fierce. I do believe it's fixed. And the Gertrude is the old Star Trek Miranda class. That was the TNG standby for ship that is hopelessly screwed that the Enterprise runs into this week. God, like, what was it? Like the Lantry, the Britannia? I know I'm missing a bunch. Basically, the Miranda class is like... By TNG, the Miranda class is basically the whipping boy of Starfleet ships. It exists purely to get itself killed. All primary support systems are offline, including life support. Breathable atmosphere on the ship is I'm a bit tongue-tied. All primary systems are offline, including life support. Breathable atmosphere on the ship is at a minimum, except in a few isolated pockets. I'm unable to initiate a remote system activation. Their crew must have disabled it. Possibly to protect themselves from whoever was in that other ship. We'll have to board the vessel and do it manually. Find us a safe beam-in location. There's a small pocket of life support in main engineering, which appears to be sealed off from the inside. Coincidentally, that's also the best location from which to get the rest of the ship's systems online. Yeah, that is a nice coincidence, isn't it? Let's get over there. OA team standing by for transport. I've just given up correcting them at this point. They won't get it. Dr. Sino has managed to create 5 functional environmental hazard shields. Yours is waiting for you in transporter room number 2. Pardon me chomping down. Personal hazard shields are fully functional. We should be safe from any airborne contaminants. That's good to hear. No, you have to leave or you save yourself. Who is that? Over by the console. Quickly. I think she may be the chief engineer. She needs medical attention. So give her medical attention. I'm a tactical officer. They trained me to kill shit. She's contracted whatever's affected the rest of the crew. It appears to be fungal in nature and is colonizing a region of her body near her brainstem. Such an infection would be extremely disorienting, as well as excruciating. Can we help her? Try administering an antifungal agent. Ah, no! You're killing us! What just happened? It appears as though her infection has progressed to a degree where the fungal spores have taken over her autonomous internal systems. If I attempt to destroy the infection with another injection, she'll die too. What are our options? We have to find more information on the source of the infection, and we hope to save her and the rest of the crew. Okie dokie. No! Just leave before you end up like us. It spreads, it lives. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of weird dialogue in this mission. She slipped into a fitful coma. I'll give her a mild sedative to ease the pain, but we can't do anything else for her without risk of further injury. Alright. I've isolated the lockout she initiated in the Gertrude systems, and I'm now able to bypass it. Get life support back online. Life support is coming online now. The ship systems appear undamaged. I'm lowering the outer isolation field. What are those crewmen doing in the hallway? I've got a bad feeling about this. Brains. By the way, they're wearing the motion picture uniform. Although they're wearing the boots. They're wearing the 2409 boots. This thing open? No. Yeah, I think this is just like a static prop. I think this was before... No, this is just baked in... I think this is just baked into the wall. This was before... This was before the openable doors were added to the foundry. Hey, how's it going? Okay. So yeah, one of the objective is brains. So guess what we're fighting here? Those were not trained Starfleet officers. They fought more like enraged beasts. They didn't fight us at all, Hunter. We gunned them down. Is this the result of the infection? Finding that answer is why we're here. I'm detecting a life sign from one of the nearby... I'm detecting a life sign from one of the nearby cargo bays, although it doesn't match any known configuration in our records. Keep scanning for other life signs. Hello? What do I do? Oh. This door leads to the rest of the deck. The security seal is intact and I'm not detecting any life signs on the other side. We should move on. The cargo bay is ahead and our left. Okay. Oh my. What is that? This spore colony was giving off a faint life sign, as it comprises an extremely primitive neural web. But as far as I can tell, the colony is dying. Newer spores are taking root in the husks of dead fungus, but this cycle can't sustain itself indefinitely. That must be why the fungus began attacking the crew, to continue its life cycle. Does this help us put a stop to it? It might help. I'll have to spend more time going over these readings. In the meantime, it looks as though the spores must have escaped from one of these crates. Perhaps the cargo computer can tell us something about where they come from. Joy files! Haven't read one of these in a while. Cargo computer offline, access shipping manifest. One of these says itchy tasty, I swear to fucking God. USS Gertrude left Federation space carrying standard complement of scientific and military supplies, replacement components, and emergency rations. No anomalous cargo present. Access requisitions manifest from Sandal 4. 2 crates Aldebaran whiskey, aged approximately 184 years. 4 crates of miscellaneous clothing sent to Science Lab Gamma for cultural analysis. Crates non-functional disruptor-based weaponry sent to Science Lab Alpha for military analysis. 1 crate unknown biological compound, seals intact, minimal risk of contamination. Whiskey. 1 crate delivered to Mess Hall, Deck 6. 1 crate delivered to Captain's Ready Room, Bridge. Okay. Clothing. Physical analysis of fibers reveals standard blend of organic and inorganic materials seen among many species. Unworn or thoroughly laundered, no biological residue present. Measurements include species of origin averages 4 to 4.5 feet in height and uniformly slight of build. Fashion analysis reveals no positive identification for species match. Probably the people in the cloak ship who ran away. I don't know. He's never continued it, so I'm just going to guess. Broken weapons. All samples non-functional due to modification beyond scope of original function. Burnout power cells, melted chambers, overloaded wiring. Original microprocessor designed similar to Romulan construction, but not identical. Physical casing shows similarities to both Andorian and human construction tendencies. Interesting. Sealed biological compound. Science Lab Beta will begin quarantine and biological alert protocols immediately. Study of this compound will begin after Chief Science Officer has confirmed protocols are complete. ETA 4 hours. ETA? So is the Science Officer not on the ship? Oh, that's the ETA until like the compound gets there. Duh. Keep stored in auxiliary cargo hold near main engineering until Science Lab Beta is prepared. That's kind of a risk, storing an unknown biological agent near the place where the warp core is. Is it just me? Security to be posted at all times. Unknown nature of biological compound represents high security risk, but we're putting it next to the warp core. Seals must be checked by Chief Science Officer once per hour to ensure no leak of contamination or leakage. No risk of contamination or leakage. Did I say no leak of contamination? Yeah. Consult with Science Officer. It looks like the Chief Science Officer made audio recordings on this console in each of the hourly inspections. Maybe this will shed some light on the matter. Let's see. Log 1. It has been 1 hour since we left the abandoned station on Sandal 4. The fact that we have no record of any race settling on this lifeless planet is disturbing enough, but the materials we scavenged from their cargo holds troubles me even more. The base was clearly a center for research of some kind, but their computer logs have been wiped clean, so we cannot be certain what they were researching. The seals on the biological specimens crate are more than intact. It's going to take some effort to even break the containment locks. Once Beta is prepared to receive the specimen. I'll return in 1 hour for another cursory examination, but I'm confident that nobody could open them even if they tried. Inspection noted upon second hour since departure from Sandal 4. Science Team Beta reports they are ahead of schedule on quarantine protocols and should be ready around the same time as my next scheduled inspection. That suits me fine. I've discovered some more of the anomalous communication readings that led us here in the first place, coming from somewhere in a nearby nebula. I'd rather spend my time tracking them down than babysitting a safe that nobody can crack. Let's see. 3 hours since we left Sandal 4, and now we're back in orbit around it. The readings we picked up in the nebula led us back here. It appears as though this entire research facility may not be as abandoned as we thought, despite appearances. Unfortunately, tuning our sensors to pinpoint the communication signals has left us somewhat blind, and the captain has ordered that I recalibrate them back to standard before we beam down for another look. I had just started when I had to report down here again. Oh, right, the seals. They look fine, same as... Wait, what's that blinking light? Security, seal this hold, quickly! Commander Crane to the bridge. We have a situation down... The following recording is heavily garbled, and screams can be heard in the background. Feed, spread, live. Spread to live. Yes, it's for Itchy Tasty all over again. Step away from the console. This hold was not sealed against biological contaminants. They never stood a chance once that crate was opened. But who opened it? It looks like we need to get to the bridge, if we're going to find any more answers for what happened here. Agreed, let's head to the bridge. The turbolift right outside this hold should be operational. Move out. Looks like those audio recordings drew a bit of a crowd. Maybe we should turn down the speakers next time. Oh, hi! You can stop music. Those attackers didn't register as alive, sir. In fact, I don't believe that they were. Let me check something. The fungal infection seems to colonize in the brain, allowing the weak neural links they form on their own to become amplified, more powerful by the presence of working brain tissue. This is incredible. Motor function and an extremely limited cognitive ability would be possible, but those things are no longer Starfleet officers. In some ways, they are the fungus. That's pretty deeply disturbing. You're not going to like this either. According to my analysis, our shielding is beginning to show signs of fatigue from combat. We won't be able to withstand many more kinetic hits without risking contamination. We still need to try and reach the bridge. If Commander Crane was able to contact them when the seals ruptured on those crates, they may have more information about what happened down here. There may be more of the infected crewmen on the bridge. I recommend we keep weapons at the ready. I don't know what everybody's worried about. We've been creaming them so far. Good God, cryptic. Dear God, the zoning. This is a different bridge. Oh, shit. Do you mind? Yeah, this is a different bridge. This is one of the, what was it called? Chirurgian healer. I don't know. It's one of the science-y bridges. It looks nice, but it used to be the bridge of a star cruiser, if I remember correctly. Sir, I'm picking up a life sign from the center of the bridge. Somebody's still alive up here. Not for long. Oh. Yeah, he is. Captain, this one is still holding on. I think I can stabilize him, but I still haven't figured out how to cure the contamination. I'll need a lot more time. Wow, that music's inappropriate. It's also loud. Captain Sharu, can you hear me? What happened? You're Starfleet. Oh, thank heavens. My crew, they're all dead. Worse than dead, actually. This damned infection. It gets in your head. First it makes you sick, and then you start hearing things. By the time you start to fade, it's talking to me. I can hear this sickness. You're hearing voices? I know it may sound a bit far-fetched, but I believe him. With the manner in which the fungus targets the cognitive portions of its host brain, I can see how it could translate to hearing voices. No! No, not just voices. It speaks to me, tells me that I'm dying. Changing my thoughts makes me hunger.
It won't let me die. Don't you see? That's what happened to them. They came back. They tried to die, but it told them to feed and they stood up. They must spread to feed. Not allowed to lay down, not allowed to rest. Must spread, must live. Despite my efforts to stabilize him, the neural infestation is accelerating at an alarming pace. I don't think I can keep him alive much longer, and the contamination seems to be reacting to my treatments somehow. I can feel them, Hulk Hogan. Coming to feed, to live. Must spread, must live. Put the plane... Ow. God. That hurts. Okay. So, maybe making the weird voices isn't such a good idea so soon after being sick. Who knew? Yeah. Put the plane into a nosedive, Hulk Hogan. Floating through the veins. The power of the warriors. Okay, I'm gonna stop that. Ah. That fucking music! Multiple contacts approaching, sir. No life signs, but mobile and heading this way. Wait. What's that noise? Noise? I'm unsure what the hell he was doing just now. I shall defeat them with the power of Disco. Disco Inferno. Get the fuck back. Thank you, Lima. Brains. Yeah, I got it. We get it. Don't let me become them. I'd rather die. You must kill me. Destroy the ship. Don't let them spread. I don't want to spread. Don't make me. I won't. I came here to rescue you, not destroy you. It's the infection. It seems to modify the neural activity of the host to become a symbiotic relationship. It's forcing him to become the means by which it can spread and live on. That's evil, is what basically your character says. I think he's right. Destroying the Gertrude may be the only chance of eliminating the risk of further exposure. I've gathered all the data I can on the infection and should be able to perform a more thorough analysis back aboard our ship. What about the ship's data we were sent to fetch? Already on it. I'm initiating a data download from their central core, but the Gertrude may not have enough emergency power to complete the transfer. Unfortunately, we can't afford to wait. The battle with those things has drained our environmental shielding. We need to evacuate immediately or else our shielding may fail at any moment. What about the captain? Tell no one I failed. But contain, stop the spread, prevent, feed, no, live, whatever. Goodbye, brave captain, find peace. This is the smallest violin playing for the zombie infectees. Are you ready to return to the USS Woglinde? Yes, I am. Ha! That was a bad idea. Am I being callous? The man's a zombie infectee. He's already dead. Maybe it's just a problem with the way it was worded. Goodbye, brave captain. It's not something you would say. You would say something like, I'm sorry it came to this. You would say, you know, I'm sorry it came to this. I'll make sure that it ends here. Or, you know, something like, you know, good luck if you're being, I don't know. It just seems like goodbye, brave captain isn't exactly the kind of thing you'd say. That's a bit melodramatic. Let's see. Lock weapons on Gertrude. Weapons armed and locked on the Gertrude, sir. Fire at will. Wait, we're receiving a message. It's coming from the Gertrude. That's not possible. There's nobody left on the ship. Feed. Spread. What the? Fly to spread. Fly to live. The Fungus can fly a ship. Those things. They've reactivated the warp core and the Gertrude systems are coming back online. Looks like we'll have to do this the old-fashioned way. Shields up.
Warning. Ship is under attack.
Yeah. I will eat. Point defense system. Why do I even care? Oh. Don't tractor me, bro. So it is not in fact a frigate. It's something heavier than a frigate, but disguised as a frigate to make it look like a frigate. Yes. That's what I meant to say. This is going to be a strange report, sir. I'd like some time to go over my scans of the contaminant before contacting Starfleet. Ask Dr. Sino to assist you. Yes, I've been monitoring the sensor readings since you beamed over. I hope you don't mind. I'd love to take a look at the readings taken from the fungus colony. If my hunch is right, we may have just made first contact with a new species. And then we blew them up. It could have gone better. We defended ourselves. Oh, I know. Please don't think I was criticizing your methods. I'd like to take these readings back to my lab at Earth Space Dock as quickly as possible. Understood. Home, set course for Earth. Thank you. I might just be thinking out loud here, but if those fungus husks can fly a spaceship, what's to stop them from learning to use other technology? I shudder to contemplate the repercussions. Let's not jump to conclusions here. You're right. And anyway, you destroyed them, right? I'll stop worrying. Let's get back to Earth Space Dock if you don't mind. Agreed. Earth Space Dock. Oh, I don't have to go to Earth Space Dock. Okay. I'll give it a 4. It's a nice, quick little mission. It's entertaining. A little melodramatic at some points. Really awkward if you're trying to voice it. But, yeah. This is probably the shortest Rise of the Red Shirt I've done in a while. I'm pretty shocked at how quickly this has gone by. It feels almost wrong that it hasn't taken 5 hours. But then again, I'm kind of down to the wire right now, hence the really short mission. I'll be doing one next week that will be quite a bit longer. At least I'm pretty sure it will be. Plus next week there will be that whole extra video I've got to do where I talk about how not to introduce a villain, how not to get your bad guy over, because that's something that Cryptic has trouble with, and that's something the author kind of has trouble with too. But that'll be then. Let's go ahead and leave the system, and it'll take us back to Earth Space Dock. But that's fine, because we're in the basement or in the lower levels of Earth Space Dock. So, beam to ship. Undock. Yes. 3 clicks to leave. Let's get out of Sol System 2, because I hate Sol System and I hate Earth Space Dock. Yeah. Let's get out of Sol System. We're not in Sol. That will be awkward. That would be dangerous! Come on, load. Alright. So, that was Fungus Among Us by Bordicus. Give it a play. It's a fun, quick little Foundry mission. And this has been Star Trek Online, Rise of the Red Shirt, and I will see you guys later. So, later!